Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have another look at Nirvana, but this time with a couple of drop monsters. Alright, and gimmicks here are gravity barriers and some warps. And then there are these skull guys, and they act like anti-pierce guys. So my Bishamonten, who is a pierce, was slowed down going through those. And then there are two types of the skull guys, with and without additional skull marks. The ones without the skull marks, they will attack every turn, and if we take them down, then they're gone. The ones with the skull marks, however, they do not attack, and then if we take them down, they will hit us with a homing shot, and then they'll revive themselves. So it's a good idea to take down the skulls without, and a good idea to leave alone the skulls with a mark. And then to talk about the team that I'm using, first I'm using Bishamonten. She is a pierce with no gravity barrier, no warp. So she covers the gimmicks well, but she is slowed down by the skulls, so that's something to keep in mind. And then because of those anti-pierce qualities of the skulls, it's good to bring mostly bounce characters, but one pierce character is fine. She has a meteor strike shot, which is pretty useful for this mission, and then also the dunk laser, which is very powerful if you can aim it right. The next drop monster I'm using is Izanami, and it's been a while since I've used her, but yeah, she really shines on this stage. Also, no gravity barrier, no warp, but she has a bounce. Also has a meteor, and then a rebound laser bump combo, which is decently useful on this mission. And then the two Hatcher monsters, they were the ones that I felt were the best from my all Hatcher monster party run. And the first one is a Hanzo. He is another bounce with no gravity barrier, no warp. And yeah, it's kind of funny because he was outclassed by Izanami for a real long time. But now with his new Transcendent form, he pretty easily outclasses Izanami. And then finally I'm using Nanami. She has no gravity barrier only. And yeah, if I can get her positioning right, then she can be the greatest source of damage on this team. So yeah, she's very worth using, especially for her bump combo, which is short range, but is piercing and then does great damage. Okay, so those first two stages, if we get rid of the dragonflies, all of the skull guys will run away. So we'll focus on that. Third stage, we have a row of skulls with the skull marks in the lower left, and then that's kind of the worst place to be, is to be on that left side of the screen, because we want to get rid of everybody else around. Yeah, but the skulls on the right, we can get rid of them, no problem, so let's do that. And then there's a nice dunk laser from Bishamonten. Really good damage, of course, if you can get it into the guy. And I haven't used Bishamonten in a while either, so it was nice to dust her off and try her out again here. I really do enjoy the dunk laser, it's lots of fun, and really good damage as well. One thing about the dunk laser, however, is to not fall in love with it. You don't want to try too hard to get it out if it's going to put you in bad position or put you on a bad path. You should only use it if it's the best choice. Okay. And then here is a mini-boss stage featuring Snowbow. And then the characteristics of this stage is that all of the monsters are wood element, so that puts our water element characters at a disadvantage. And then these robot guys, they will heal and revive. so we want to get rid of them first. And then if we hit the boss of Snowbow, then we'll get speed up. So that might be a good idea to sort of do shallower angles against her, just to make sure you don't get too out of position. And then finally, these guys with the grass haircut, they have one attack. It's that horizon laser, and that comes out every turn. So actually, if we can get above all of them here, then they will be a non-factor. So yeah, once we get rid of the robot guys, we can move all of our monsters to the top half of the screen in order to concentrate damage on the boss. And I was wondering if Snowbow was the first Hatcher monster to act as a boss in a mission. Thankfully, one viewer reminded me that, who was it? Kenshin. Kenshin is a mini-boss in the stage for Bishamonten. So, thanks for that. Okay. And yes, Nanami has critical, which makes her even more useful. And that's kind of becoming one of my more favorite luck skills. Okay, second Snowbow stage. Same idea here, except this time Snowbow's in the center of the screen, so it's a little bit more difficult to get at her. And then there are two flower-headed guys, where if we take them down, they will hit us with poison. And that can, you know, slowly build up and do lots of damage to us, so we do not want to take them down if we can. Alright, there is the robot reviving that flower guy, so we do want to take down the robot as well. Alright, Nanami is going to have to jump in the warp. Not much we can do about that. The warps are not random, however. The direction we go in will be the direction that we come out. So we can sort of plan ahead. Alright, I'm checking to see how many attacks are coming up. I didn't feel like I could have survived the next attack, so I went ahead and grabbed the heart. Alright, taking Snowbow's speed up into consideration, we'll do a real shallow angle there. Got the irregular bound anyway, so... Alright, just so that we can get extra damage in, we'll use Hanzo's Strike Shot. He gains no damage wall and then doesn't take damage from mines. He gets speed up, and then for the next 5 turns, he will have a barrier which blocks all damage to him. But there I used it just for the speed up, just so we could be guaranteed to take down the boss. Okay, first boss stage. First order of business is to get rid of the round robot there in the lower left. Once we do that, then a weak point will appear in Nirvana. Until then, though, we can't really do good damage. And then if we look at Nirvana's life bar, he's got a tick mark there. And then until we get beyond that tick mark, his defense will be pretty high. And then there we see the weak point come out, but it is in his center. So we need to do attacks that will hit that center. So like laser bump combos or pierce characters' regular attacks, or other bump combos that do pierce. And most notably, Nanami's breath bump combo. that will go straight towards the center of the nearest character. So we'll hit Nanami with a Bishamonten here, and then get breath into Nirvana and get some good damage. Alright, and then Nirvana's upper right attack, which is at 2 right now, that is a super high damaging attack, so we definitely want to get the life beyond that tick mark by that count. Okay, so we got the HP beyond the tick mark. The attack pattern will change for Nirvana, and he'll also get defense down. So now we can more easily do damage to Nirvana. And then there are some dragonflies around these boss stages, but I mostly ignore them. Alright, let's use Nanami's strike shot. This is the one where she moves around and then throws people up into the air. And this is really good for this stage because it does a set amount of damage. So it gets around Nirvana's defense, and it gets around the fact that his weak point is in his center and can do really good damage despite all that. So we cleared that stage, and then we're moving on to the second boss stage. And same concept here. Get rid of the round robot and then do damage to the boss. And then if our positioning is really good to start a mission, we can get rid of the round robot in the first couple turns. And that'll be really good because that gives us more leeway to do damage to the boss. Okay, there goes the round robot. Nirvana gets a weak point, and then we can go after the boss. And if I can position Nanami very close to Nirvana, then that would be really good for us. Okay, so that's perfect. So with Bishamonten, I'm just going to do a real shallow angle, just kind of nudge Nanami over to the right, and get a lot of breath damage in there. Okay, so we got Nirvana past his tick mark. And yeah, we'll just keep up with that strategy. With Izanami, we'll do another real shallow angle just to nudge Nanami over and then get that breath in. And then we'll try to do the same with Hanzo here. Perfect. Okay, we'll grab that gold heart just because we can. Alright, and then one more attack from Bishamonten, and that'll do it. Okay, last stage. Again, same idea here. The only thing about this stage is that there's a lot more skull guys, so there's not as much room to move around. Okay, got some nice dunk laser into the round robot down there. Alright, and then with Bishamonten, let's use her meteor strike shot, and then try to take down the round robot and then the dragonflies, and then also do some damage to the boss. Alright, so that worked out perfectly. Alright, and then it will just be about doing damage to the boss. And again, Nanami is in perfect position to get her breath right into Nirvana. Alright, let's use a Hanzo's Strike Shot again. Again, mostly for the speed up, but the barrier is a nice extra. Alright, Nanami's in great position, so we'll just leave her there. And actually, there are a lot of chances for you to get stuck in between the wall and the boss. And that can mean good damage for a bounce type. Alright, there I was debating picking up the heart or hitting Nanami. I tried to do both, but I erred on the side of picking up the heart, just to make sure that I lived until the next turn. And then let's use Izanami's Meteor Strike Shot. And then one more attack from Hanzo should do it. Alrighty. So that was Nirvana with a couple of drop monsters, and a couple of drop monsters that I haven't used in a while, so that was fun to use them again. And yeah, Nirvana, I would like to make the max luck of him, so I'm pretty encouraged by how this run went. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.